Welcome to Summarize, where every great book is transformed into powerful, clear, and easy-to-digest audio summaries. Save time, learn faster, and upgrade your mind one book at a time. This is Summarize, Wisdom Made Simple. No More Mr. Nice Guy book by Dr. Robert Glover and Robert A. Glover. Dr. Robert Glover's No More Mr. Nice Guy is a groundbreaking book that explores why many men, despite their good intentions, fail to achieve the success, happiness, and fulfillment they desire in life and relationships. Glover identifies a common pattern in men he calls the nice guy syndrome. Nice guys are men who strive to avoid conflict, seek approval from others, and suppress their own needs and desires to please people, especially women. While these behaviors may appear altruistic or charming, they often mask deeper insecurities, unmet emotional needs, and dysfunctional coping strategies developed during childhood. Glover's central premise is that the nice guy approach is self-defeating. Nice guys tend to manipulate indirectly to get their needs met, expect others to notice their efforts, and avoid expressing anger or assertiveness. As a result, they experience frustration, resentment, and disappointment in both personal and professional aspects of life. The book's purpose is to help men identify these patterns, understand their origins, and adopt healthier, more authentic ways of living. Part 1. Origins of the Nice Guy Syndrome. Childhood roots. Nice guy syndrome often originates in childhood. Men may have grown up in environments where they felt neglected, shamed, or unloved unless they were good. Emotional neglect, inconsistent parenting, or exposure to conflict can lead boys to believe that love and approval are conditional on being nice or helpful. Boys internalize the idea that their feelings, needs, and desires are unacceptable or dangerous, leading them to hide their true selves. Formation of covert contracts. Nice guys develop unspoken covert contracts in adulthood. These are rules they live by, such as, if I am good, helpful, and selfless, others will like me, and life will be easy. If I avoid conflict, women will love me. These contracts are subconscious and create expectations that are rarely communicated. When life doesn't conform to these expectations, nice guys feel victimized, frustrated, or resentful. Common traits of nice guys. Dr. Glover lists several recurring traits: people-pleasing and avoidance of conflict, seeking approval and validation externally, suppressing anger or strong emotions, passive-aggressiveness, difficulty setting boundaries, guilt when prioritizing personal needs, secretly resentful of others, especially those they try to please, the illusion of niceness. While nice guys appear charming, helpful, and dependable, their behavior often masks manipulation. They try to earn love or approval rather than expressing themselves honestly. This covert manipulation can harm relationships because it is indirect and often unrecognized by both parties. Part 2. The problems created by the nice guy syndrome. Relationship struggles. Nice guys often struggle in romantic relationships. They suppress their needs, avoid conflict, and attempt to please partners excessively. This can lead to dissatisfaction, lack of intimacy, or resentment, as their partners may perceive them as emotionally unavailable or needy in subtle ways. Glover emphasizes that hiding one's true desires creates a disconnect that prevents authentic love and connection. Professional and personal frustrations. At work or in personal life, nice guys may struggle to assert themselves, negotiate, or advocate for their own needs. They may avoid confrontation or ambitious goals, fearing disapproval or failure. This pattern can stunt career growth, financial success, and personal development. Hidden anger and passive aggression. Because nice guys avoid direct expression of anger, frustration builds internally. This often results in passive-aggressive behaviors, such as sulking, withdrawing, or indirect criticism, which erode relationships. Glover stresses that suppressed anger is destructive not only to relationships, but to the man's mental health. Part 3. Overcoming Nice Guy Syndrome. Dr. Glover's solutions. Step 1. Awareness and acceptance. Recognizing the patterns of nice guy syndrome is the first step. Men must acknowledge their covert contracts, people-pleasing behaviors, and avoidance of conflict without judgment. Journaling, self-reflection, and honest discussion with trusted friends or therapists are essential for building awareness. Step 2. Reclaiming personal power. Glover encourages men to assert their needs, set boundaries, and express feelings honestly. This includes learning to say no, communicating desires clearly, and tolerating disapproval when it arises. Reclaiming power involves embracing personal responsibility for one's happiness rather than depending on external validation. Step 3. Embracing authenticity. Authentic living means expressing one's true thoughts, feelings, and desires, even when it creates discomfort. Glover emphasizes that authenticity attracts real, deep connections, rather than superficial approval. Authenticity also involves acknowledging and embracing one's masculinity without shame or fear. Step 4. Building healthy relationships. Men must learn to form relationships based on mutual respect, honesty, and boundaries. Glover recommends practicing open communication, pursuing meaningful intimacy rather than approval-seeking behaviors, avoiding rescuing or overpleasing partners. Healthy relationships require both partners to express needs and desires openly, rather than expecting the other to read minds. Part 4. Practical exercises and tools. Dr. Glover provides actionable exercises for breaking free from nice guy patterns. Journaling and self-reflection. Identify covert contracts and the expectations you place on others. Write down resentments, unmet needs, and suppressed desires. Setting boundaries. Practice saying no in low-risk situations. Gradually apply boundaries in work, family, and romantic contexts. Building male support networks. Glover emphasizes the importance of male friendships and mentorships. Men can gain perspective, accountability, and validation from healthy male connections rather than relying solely on female approval. Therapy or coaching. Professional guidance can help identify childhood trauma, dysfunctional patterns, and provide personalized strategies for growth. Part 5. Long-term transformation. Becoming an integrated man. The ultimate goal is to become an integrated man who is confident, authentic, assertive, and emotionally aware. Integration involves balancing self-care and care for others, masculine and feminine traits, strength and vulnerability, embracing healthy masculinity. Glover challenges cultural misconceptions of masculinity. Men are encouraged to embrace their assertive, passionate, and sexual selves responsibly, without guilt or shame. Healthy masculinity allows for love, intimacy, creativity, and personal achievement simultaneously. Living without approval addiction. By breaking free from the need for external validation, men can pursue their own goals, desires, and happiness. This freedom fosters resilience, confidence, and more fulfilling relationships. The ripple effect. Personal transformation impacts all areas of life: relationships, career, mental health, and self-esteem. By becoming authentic and assertive, men inspire others to do the same and contribute to healthier social and relational dynamics. Step 5. The power of self-approval. Internal validation versus external validation. A core problem for nice guys is dependence on external validation. They constantly seek approval from partners, bosses, family, and society. Glover emphasizes the importance of self-approval. Men must learn to affirm their own worth, desires, and accomplishments internally rather than relying on others' recognition. Example: instead of seeking compliments for being helpful, a man can internally acknowledge, "I did a good job because it matters to me, not because I need praise." Techniques for self-approval. Affirmations, daily statements that reinforce self-worth, such as, "I am enough as I am." Self-reflection, journaling achievements, progress, and actions that align with personal values. Acknowledging feelings. Allow yourself to feel emotions without judgment, validating your inner experience. Step 6. Embracing healthy sexuality. The nice guy and sex. Nice guys often struggle with sexual intimacy because they link sex to approval or fear rejection. They may act passive, avoid expressing desires, or feel guilt when pursuing sexual needs. Glover explains that suppressing sexuality damages self-esteem and relationship satisfaction. Strategies for healthy sexual expression. Own your sexuality. Accept sexual desire as natural, not shameful. Communicate desires. Speak openly with partners about what you enjoy, what you want, and boundaries. Balance intimacy and independence. Avoid being overly dependent on sex as a measure of worth. Step 7. Breaking free from approval-seeking patterns. Recognizing manipulation. Nice guys often manipulate indirectly by trying to be too nice or over-helpful to get something in return. Examples include doing chores to get attention or affection, being excessively agreeable to avoid conflict, offering favors to create obligation in others, direct communication as a solution. Glover stresses replacing covert manipulation with direct communication. Example: instead of expecting a partner to notice your effort, simply say, "I would like help with this task." Practicing saying no. Saying no is a revolutionary act for a nice guy. Start with low-stakes situations, e.g., declining a favor, and gradually tackle bigger scenarios. Learning to say no reduces resentment and builds self-respect. Step 8. Dealing with fear and shame. The role of fear. Fear of disapproval, rejection, and abandonment drives nice guy behavior. Glover notes that many men will not assert themselves because they subconsciously fear that their true self is unacceptable. The role of shame. Shame often originates in childhood. Feeling unworthy or believing emotions and desires are dangerous. Shame leads to hiding, perfectionism, and self-sabotage. Overcoming fear and shame. Confront fears gradually through exposure to uncomfortable situations. Share hidden feelings and desires with trusted people to reduce secrecy and isolation. Embrace imperfection. Recognize that being human includes mistakes, desires, and failures. Step 9. Building a supportive network. Importance of male support. Glover highlights the transformative power of male relationships for breaking nice guy patterns. Male friends and mentors provide perspective, encouragement, and accountability. Types of support. Accountability partners, someone to challenge avoidance patterns and encourage growth. Mentors, experienced men who model assertiveness, authenticity, and healthy masculinity. Peer groups or therapy groups, safe spaces to discuss emotions, fears, and progress without judgment. Benefits of male support. Reduced isolation and guilt. Better emotional regulation. Practical advice for real-life challenges. Step 10. Integrating the shadow self. The concept of the shadow. Glover borrows from Jungian psychology. The shadow is the hidden or rejected part of ourselves. Anger, desires, assertiveness, and sexual energy that we suppress. Why nice guys avoid their shadow. Nice guys were conditioned to suppress undesirable traits to gain love and approval. This creates inner conflict, resentment, and passive aggressiveness. Integration techniques. Acknowledge repressed emotions and accept them as part of being human. Express assertiveness in healthy ways. Confront conflict respectfully. State opinions clearly. Practice self-expression creatively through art, sports, writing, or physical activity. Step 11. Reclaiming masculine energy. Redefining masculinity. Glover distinguishes between unhealthy, toxic masculinity and healthy masculine energy. Healthy masculinity includes confidence, assertiveness, responsibility, and the capacity for intimacy. Actions to reclaim masculine energy. Set goals and pursue them with courage. Take risks and embrace challenges. Accept and express sexual and emotional energy responsibly. Develop physical and mental strength through consistent practices. Impact on life and relationships. Men who embrace their masculine energy attract healthier partners, experience deeper relationships, and gain self-respect. They are no longer desperate for approval, allowing relationships to be authentic rather than transactional. Step 12. Real-life examples. Glover shares multiple case studies illustrating the transformation from nice guy to empowered, authentic man. John's story. John was a classic nice guy, over-helpful, avoided conflict, and frustrated by lack of appreciation. Through therapy and male support groups, he learned to set boundaries, express anger constructively, and pursue his own goals. Outcome: stronger romantic relationship, improved career confidence, and greater self-esteem. Mark's story. Mark struggled with sexual intimacy and approval seeking from women. By embracing his sexual desires responsibly and communicating directly, he developed deeper emotional and sexual intimacy. Outcome: healthier, more fulfilling relationships and reduced anxiety. Step 13. Action plan for breaking free from nice guy syndrome. Glover recommends a structured plan. Awareness. Identify nice guy patterns and covert contracts. Acceptance. Stop blaming others. Accept past experiences. Self-care. Prioritize personal needs, desires, and well-being. Boundaries. Learn to say no and assert needs respectfully. Emotional expression. Confront and communicate feelings openly. Healthy relationships. Cultivate partnerships based on honesty, respect, and intimacy. Male support network. Find mentors, friends, or groups for accountability and guidance. Integration. Accept all aspects of self, including suppressed desires and masculine energy. Continued growth. Treat life as an ongoing process of learning, assertiveness, and authenticity. Final insights and takeaways. Nice guy syndrome is not about being bad or morally flawed. It is about dysfunctional coping strategies developed in childhood. Transformation requires courage, honesty, and consistent effort. True happiness and fulfillment come from self-approval, authenticity, emotional expression, and healthy masculinity. By breaking free, men can experience meaningful relationships, personal empowerment, and a life of purpose. Key takeaways. Nice guy syndrome is rooted in childhood experiences and conditional approval-seeking behaviors. People-pleasing, avoidance of conflict, and suppression of desires create frustration, resentment, and failed relationships. Transformation requires awareness, honesty, boundary setting, and reclaiming personal power. Authenticity, emotional expression, and healthy masculinity are central to overcoming nice guy patterns. Men who embrace these principles experience fulfillment, deep relationships, and personal freedom. You just listened to Summarize. If you enjoyed this summary, support the channel by liking and subscribing. It helps the knowledge reach more people. Until next time, keep learning.